Yeah, welcome everybody to Copywriting Clinic. This is number 15. We're getting up there.
7.
What?
I said 67.
67. No, not quite. We'll get there though. We'll get there. Today we're going to do another feedback session. So it'll be kind of nice and casual, pretty free flowing. If anybody on the call has anything that you'd like us to take a look at, please let me know. In the meantime, we can look at some of these daily commitment emails that Chris has written, and I'll give a little context on that. And why don't I go ahead and share my screen? Ooh, and I saw something else in the chat. Let's look at that. Oh, cool. Okay. So the daily commitments, for anybody in here that maybe is somehow not familiar, when you first join Autonomy, one of the first things that you get is a kind of a cheat sheet that's called the Daily Commitments of an Autonomous Person that Richard came up with. And what we've done is we've been working on turning that into a 21 email series. So you might have even been started getting these in your own email inbox. And so these have been getting written by apprentices in Autonomy Unlimited, and really there's a bunch left. So if this is a really great opportunity for practice as well. And there are still a handful left to be written. So I'll just also throw out there, if that's something that anybody on the call is interested in, send me a message on Discord and I will happily let you know what ones are left to be written.
So since we're going over emails today, let's quickly remember the few things that we need to remember about writing emails. Do you want me to just list them, or do we do a pop quiz, or?
We could do a bit of both.
A what?
We could do a bit of both.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the number one most important thing on an email? Go.
It's not about me. It's about you.
Yay. Okay. What's the number 2 most important thing about email?
Don't make fart jokes.
Okay.
I don't know.
Other than
2 seconds. You got 2 seconds?
2
seconds to get their attention.
Explain that. Okay. 2 seconds twice, right? 2 seconds for the subject and 2 seconds for the first line. So you get 4 seconds if you win the first 2 seconds. But if you win all 4 seconds, then they'll read the rest of the email. Hopefully, maybe. Okay, what else? Anybody else? Hi, Michael. No, I'm just joking. I was just repeating what the person said. Anybody else? What's the most important thing about email? I can think of like 7 more that I could think of.
Call to action.
Call to action. No, I didn't think of that one. That wasn't part of the 7. Okay, call to action. Okay, what else? What else? Is somebody writing this down? We should have
Culture of excellence.
Culture of excellence. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Okay, but what else? What else? There are some other things that are really, really important. We've already talked about one of them this morning. Spam trigger words. Okay, so what are the 2 people or the 2 entities that you can offend in an email? People and robots.
That's a good way to put it.
People and what?
And robots. So
robots.
Robots will pick out certain words and make them seem like it's spam. So we make sure that we don't have spam trigger words. And if we have to, because whatever the content of the email demands it, we try to minimize it to 1. Or we try to put words in between. Like if a spam trigger expression is click here now, and that's a spam trigger, we can add words in between. Say click the link below, and then make sure you act right away. You know what I mean? And even though right away is a spam trigger, it's not as much of a spam trigger as click here now. So that kind of softens the message and allows the spam bots to maybe let it through, hopefully, depending on your reputation and other things. But the other things that you guys didn't say was 1 message per email. Do not confuse the readers with 7 messages unless it's a newsletter, in which case it's different. The other thing that you guys didn't mention was the trust, building trust with the customer. So remembering who the customer is, what the message, 1 message per email, what the message is. Yes, I really like this list. There are other lists, but this one is most comprehensive.
I meant to open it in a new window, but that's okay. I wanted to share this in the chat so that people can have this.
What else? If you're going to make your email long, try to make it really, really spaced out with tiny little sentences. Do not put big blocks of text in an email because that scares people, like that one. At the bottom of the screen.
Mhm.
I think that's all I can think of right now. Is there anything I missed?
Just that I was just kind of thinking along the lines of like, it needs to be engaging. Your emails need to be engaging, or no one's going to care about reading the rest. Nobody's going to want to open your emails in the future if you got really boring and bland content. So that's something to keep in mind.
But are we talking about cold emails or warm emails? Like these daily commitments, for example, are hot emails. I mean, these people who signed up to Autonomy are already sold. I'm not trying to sell. We're not trying to sell them
Right.
anything. We're just trying to get them warmed up for the course in the right mindset.
So which ones do you suggest would be friendlier, the cold ones or the warm ones?
No, there's no need to ever be rude. So make them all friendly.
That was a trick question. Because you're like, oh, we don't have to worry about being warm because these are already warm subjects. Well, yeah, we still have to worry about being warm. But the best thing to do is to give the illusion that we're talking to a friend, right?
Yeah, and in regard, I completely agree that overall, it's like the notion of not having big chunks of text is really, really important in your emails. I will say, and I've been a little bit more lenient with this particular project and these particular ones because of how this is presented. Because this is almost like presenting a little mini blog post within here. And so, it's showcasing what the students have written and, the insight that they have to give new students. So I've been a little bit more lenient on that with this particular project, but absolutely, as a rule of thumb, keep lots of spaces, break up your paragraphs, break things up so that it's in a lot easier for the eyes to digest. It's just kind of like a thing where, like, especially say you had like a couple of these in one paragraph. When you see a block of text like that, like, people tend to go blind to it. It immediately feels like a big commitment, like you really have to sit and take the time to really read it through. When you have it broken up, it's just so much easier for the eyes to take in, and without even, I've personally experienced this with certain emails that I've received where all of a sudden I find myself reading every single line, or if it had all been together in a paragraph, I wouldn't have read it.
And the other thing that this email just reminded me of that I didn't mention in that list, hang on a sec, Chris, was that you can't make the email sound like work. Like if it feels like work or feels difficult, like the first line, why should you? Like my brain goes, why should I read this stupid email? Right? Like the word why should you, the word should is heavy, the word, and then give, you want something from me? Like I don't even know what this email is about and they're already demanding something from me. Not interested.
Hey, I didn't come up with the topic.
But you wrote about it.
I've always written like that. I like to break things up because of just what you said. And I started writing like that a long time ago when I started reading Cormac McCarthy. Do you guys know who he is? Nobody here knows Cormac McCarthy, really. He wrote No Country for Old Men, All the Pretty Horses. He's written loads of books that were turned into Hollywood films, but that's very much his style. He has a very unique style of writing. He's an old cowboy type of guy. And anyway, that style of writing really resonated with me.
I don't have an issue.
I've always tended
I don't have an issue with the
the
style of
same.
writing, Chris. What I have an issue with is the sentences. Like I would flip the first two sentences or flip the feeling of the first two. Is it possible to give without expectations? Why is it important? Because the word should is just immediately heavy and uncomfortable. And I just like you've lost my 2 seconds because you said the word should. You know what I mean?
Be a little less critical.
You think I should be
Well, I was going to say, you know,
Yeah,
the
that's
only,
better. That's
and
nice. Yeah, get rid
They
of
can
should.
interview
I
you.
absolutely think this is better. And I was going to say the only way that I would have said that this would be okay is if the subject line would have been to giving without expectations. So if when they go to open the line, they see that first, and then they say, okay, why should you give without expectations? That's the only way that I would say that opening would work. But with this subject line, it's definitely, it throws me off to say, wait, what? What about giving without expectations? What's that about?
Cool.
And sorry, go ahead.
No, I just think that's good. That's yeah. Should is a word. It's not a word to be used lightly. Yeah, modal words like that.
So I also have an issue with the subject. Because lead magnet is something that's industry specific, so it's a term that's only understandable for specific small amount of the population. Maybe 25% to 35% of the population would actually know what a lead magnet is. So because even CEOs and even, you know, people in business wouldn't necessarily know what a lead magnet is.
But remember, these are future autonomizers, so it might put that word into their vocabulary if they don't know what it is.
But this is your 2 seconds. You're banking your 2 seconds on something that they've never heard of. This is your chance for them to open the email, and so you cannot afford this kind of risk, because otherwise, if they don't open the email, the rest of it is completely unheard. Like, you can use the word lead magnet somewhere in the body of the email once you've already bought their attention. But while you're still vying for their attention, I don't think you should use foreign words that only 25% of the people understand.
Because you don't even, when you do explain what a lead magnet is down here, it's way down here. So they have to get through all this first in order to even to find out what a lead magnet is if they don't know already. So that's a good point. I will say, Chris, I like the idea. I like the concept that you went with, though, of life's lead magnets. I do think that that's very clever, and it fits really well, especially with what you've written down in here. But I do agree, as far as it being the first thing that they see, it's just not quite, it's not going to land if they don't know what a lead magnet is.
But we can still use it. We can change the word lead magnet to magnetism. And life's magnetism would be an awesome subject. It's almost the same without using words that they're not familiar with. And then they can learn how to be more magnetic inside the email, which is also something that people strive for and want to. So then you're bringing something really familiar into their first 2 seconds with you and allowing them to understand it.
Yeah, cool. Maybe something, yeah, life's magnetisms or the magnetisms of life.
The magnetism of life. That was another thing I was thinking.
I beat you to it. Ha!
And not all capitals. I have a real issue with the all capitals. I think it breaks trust. I know that it's not everybody.
Oh, okay. There was a note that was saying it was difficult to read the words on the screen. So if other viewers have that problem. Oh, that's a good.
For Dawn.
If you're on your phone, you can expand it. But if you're on your laptop, I'm not sure.
That helps.
Yeah, Dawn, you can unmute. Are you on your phone? If you so choose.
No, I'm on my computer.
Oh, okay. So
Did that help a
I was
little
just
bit?
noting that I couldn't read it and I thought maybe if anyone else has that problem. Now, if you're doing a replay later on YouTube, I'm sure the options are different, but there's probably another option where you can upgrade the video quality.
Can you?
Normally on YouTube, you can change the video quality manually somewhere down in the corner.
Zoom, right? So, but maybe under options, you can choose there's setting. Oh, she's
Yeah, on Zoom, you can follow the things I posted, but if someone's watching this later on YouTube, they're not on Zoom anymore. So they have their own options, I'm sure.
Well, and I'll also make a note to zoom in a little bit, make the text a little bit bigger when we're doing this. So that's good feedback. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Dawn.
Okay, so we're gonna get rid of this. Let's move this back up. Make that another one. Let's move
I
down
was
here.
happy with my Adam Smith quote.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So by giving without expectations, several forces are set into motion. I like that opening. You're adding value to yourself by creating what is called in marketing a lead magnet. Simply put, this is a free gift with no strings attached. However, it increases the chances of you being remembered in the future, and one day your good deed may indeed circle around back to you. Yes, Agnieszka.
What if instead of creating, you wrote the word becoming?
Ah, I like that. Nice.
And then
Yeah, good.
I like that.
put that line over.
Yeah, yeah. It's the net. You know, instead of create it but not be it, actually be the lead magnet.
Mm-hmm.
Make it by itself. See, this also gives them the opportunity that if they don't know the word, they can look it up or whatever, or they can keep reading to learn more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna grab a glass of water. I'll be right back.
Sure. I will say one thing that that I noted was, so we start this was starting out by saying this is a free gift with no strings attached. But then you add, it's kind of like when you make a but statement, right? Where then everything before you say but kind of becomes mute. So you say it's a free gift with no strings attached. However, then you connect it to, I do like, okay, so increases the chances of you being remembered in the future. That's not, and one day your good deed may indeed circle around back to you. So yeah, maybe it's just taking out however. I think I'm just not liking the however. To me, I'm reading it kind of like when you say this but this, where then everything before the word but becomes mute. So I am going to
That's
recommend.
true. Yeah, there's not a the conjunction's not necessary.
Yeah.
We have an even different idea. Of course, including that, however, being removed. I would just take, this is a free gift. Like I would flip those two sentences. And then I would start the sentence with, if you'd like to increase the chances of being remembered in the future. And one day, right?
Then what? If you'd like to increase your chances of being remembered in the future,
then your good deeds will circle back to you. Like we can just change it. You're adding value to yourself by becoming what is called a lead magnet. If you'd like to increase your chances, or when you want to increase your chances of being remembered in the future, and we'll have to add something there.
Mm-hmm.
so change and for then.
Then
One day your good deed may indeed circle around back to you.
yeah.
I've got a question about free gift. Does anybody feel like free gift is
Redundant.
Absolutely.
I was going to say redundant.
Could that be a spam trigger word?
Absolutely. Both free and gift, as a matter of fact, are spam trigger words. But if you just put gift without the word free in it, it's not going to be as much of.
how about a offer of goodwill
An
or
alternative.
something along those lines, where it's really kind of a
Mm-hmm.
Offer of goodwill is not a spam trigger in any book.
What did Mike say? What did you say, Mike? Offer what?
Of goodwill.
offer of goodwill.
Okay. Yeah. Alternatives.
This is still not reading quite correctly. When you'd like to increase the chance of you being remembered in the future, then so this is still not reading right.
When you'd like to increase your chances of being remembered. And in the future, I think is the redundant, remembered in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, remembering is going to be in the future. And yeah, here, that's why I was thinking that then is not enough.
Mm-hmm.
you know, spread good deeds and they will come back to you, or something like that. Proliferate good deeds. Well, I can't.
One day they may indeed circle back around to you.
Yeah. And that's even weak, because I think that it's better than that. One day they will circle, you know, and they will. Even one day is redundant.
And they will.
Deeds and they will circle back to you. And around is also redundant, because circle around, like, it's a circle.
Bad deeds also circle around back to you. I know this from experience.
Nice. All right, so for example, your new neighbor mentions that they're really stressed about figuring out their tax return this year. You happen to be an accountant, and so you offer to have a quick look. You give them some valuable pointers that send them down their path to getting it done more easily.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just the first example that kind of came to mind.
Oh, you flipped the neighbor. In the second sentence, you flipped the neighbor. So now we don't know which neighbor is which. Whose name?
Whose name will come up if that same neighbor ever encounters
Yeah,
someone?
there's the neighbor that's an accountant and the neighbor that isn't. And he's referring to the neighbor accountant, but then he flips the neighbor. So now he's talking about this guy, but he's still using the same term as neighbor. Did I confuse you?
A little bit.
Because at the beginning, his new neighbor, well, oh no, maybe not. Maybe I'm confused. Is it possible?
I think you did pretty good. So yeah, your new neighbor. So whose name will come up if that same neighbor ever encounters someone who has the same need?
Yeah, I don't know, because like somebody who else wants to have their accounting done for free, and your name will come up because you're the free accountant. I don't know. That doesn't sit right with me.
I don't know. Maybe we're making it more complicated than it has to be.
What if we come up with a different example?
Why don't we give the neighbor a name and that, you know, personalize it? Your neighbor,
No, I
Eric.
think that neighbor thing I was confused about. That was like the neighbor and the neighbor.
I'm chopping ginger. I'm trying to do it as quietly as I can.
And the microphone is right next to the knife.
For the kombucha. I wish Mike was my neighbor.
Yeah,
Neiman?
me too.
Everybody wants Mike as a neighbor.
No, everybody wants to live with Mike.
That's what I mean.
Next
You
door
wouldn't,
isn't
you
good
wouldn't
enough.
believe what I'm having to deal with today.
As long
More
as we can.
Australian?
Is it the supermodels?
I don't even want to get started while we're recording.
So the pumpkin example, I mean, is it
He needs an
necessary to
accountant
use both
instead of the
two
same.
examples?
Oh yeah, who needs an accountant? Yeah.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not, and it takes away the implication of when somebody needs some free work or something, you know, like that, have a quick look kind of thing. So now you're a trusted accountant in their eyes. And so
Yeah.
you're there.
Yeah. Say that. Say that. Now you're a trusted accountant in their eyes.
It's a funny soundtrack to our copywriting clinic.
Yeah, but as long as we can't hear Ginger screaming, I guess.
Oh, sorry. Can y'all hear that?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'm multitasking here.
All right.
I don't
I'll
believe
show you.
him. I think he's calling the microphone right next to his knife and going,
I'll stop.
All right, by giving without expectations, you're adding value to those you are helping. By building up those around you, you're strengthening your overall support system.
It's perfect.
I like it.
Okay, good. Tim, what about Tim?
All right, for example, Tim, who lives an hour away, has just the right soil for growing pumpkins, whereas your soil type is more ideal for beans. Tim has no idea how to get started, so by dedicating several hours to helping him, he's on his way to growing pumpkins.
work.
I know I was going to say the several hours part. So by dedicating, I would just say some time.
Yeah. Yeah, I threw that second example in to show that it's, no, I'm not sure why, actually. I felt like I needed to throw in another, because you've got numbers and accounting, and then you've got gardening. They're both very, different on different sides of the spectrum.
I like the contrast. I like that you're appealing to different audiences.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, something for everybody.
Mm-hmm. All right, there's no idea to get started. So by dedicating some time helping him, he's on his way to growing pumpkins. Now you have someone to, now you have someone to trade with.
Yes, that's it. Again, it benefits you in more ways than one. Not just word of mouth, but also that's a more direct way it could benefit you. It's in your interest that Tim can grow his pumpkins, because
I would even say, like, let's see, you've made a new friend and now you have someone to trade with.
Yeah, throw that in there. And that is actually the reality of everything that's going on around me right now with the networks we're creating.
Mm-hmm.
Can we back up to the previous paragraph for a minute? I don't like the
No.
buy. Can we
No.
just kill the first buy and just start with giving, and then that'll make sense?
Giving without expectations, you're adding, but
When giving,
What about when you give, or through giving?
just so that there's no bye-bye.
oh, I see what you're saying, because there's buy here and then buy here. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Got it. So
When you give.
when.
Giving.
What about in giving?
In giving?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. That works.
Yeah.
yeah, Agnieszka's right though. Yeah, the bye-bye is redundant.
Yep.
We don't want them going bye-bye.
Great. Okay. Are we happy with this example? Okay.
I know I'm happy, and Tim's happy.
And finally, if you're just a normal, decent human being, like most of us are, then giving without expectations just feels great. Although humanity is made up of 7 billion individuals, there is a communal
Allegedly.
spirit. There's a communal spirit that cries when they cry and that rejoices when they rejoice. I like that.
Nice.
Yeah, I like that. As the famous economist Adam Smith once said, what can be added to the happiness of the man who is in health, who is out of debt and has a clear conscience? What can be added? Yeah. Welcome to autonomy. Nice.
Well done.
Yeah. Good job, Chris.
Are you actually sending these out these days?
We are. I'm not sure if this one has, because of how they trickle out, there's like a few days in between when they're sent. So it's possible that this one hasn't even been sent yet. So I'll be able to go in and edit.
But they're not going in order, though.
No, they're not going in order. So because they've
cool.
been.
Yeah, that would make it more exciting. It would make it seem more like, I don't know. Yeah, to get random ones, oh, here's rule number 2 or rule number 15. You think, oh, what's rule number? I don't know. I like
Yeah,
that.
what
they
I
don't go in
started
order.
and what I started doing when building these within the Kajabi mail system is I took out the numbers all together. So you don't even, so rather than saying like this is day 2 or day 16, like I just took that out. So it's just another daily commitment so that we can, because that way we didn't have to wait for like all of them to be finished before we could start sending them out. So
I was wondering about that. Yeah. Cool.
nice. Well done, Chris.
Thank you.
I'd love to know if any, because we do have a couple more of these from Chris that we could go through, but I'd love to give the opportunity if somebody else on the call has anything that you'd like us to take a look at. Anybody? We'd love to.
I wrote something for a freelance job to share with potential podcast guests. So it's not exactly this type of email, but it is a message to people.
Sweet. Yeah.
I can share that if nobody else has.
Let's do it.
Go for it.
Let's do it. You have it in a document already, or?
Sorry, yes. I was trying to hit spacebar in the document. That was not. It was just. Do you want me to share the document, or can I just share the screen?
That's, if you'd like to share, it's up to you. If you want to share on your screen and make the changes on your end while we talk through, that's fine. Or we can do it on my end, whatever works better for you.
All right. I can do that. Let me pull it up. Okay.
Can we zoom in a little bit?
Yes, maybe.
Yeah, upward. Yeah. That's better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So first off, what is the goal of this?
So this is a message. Actually, it might turn it into a Loom video to share with guests for a podcast that Krista Evans is doing with one of her colleagues from university. It's an arts podcast, and it's just some guidelines for best practices for guests, so we can get decent audio and mix it for a good end product.
So this is sent to the guest before they come on the show.
Yes, and I might just make it a video.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. In the third sentence, I don't like we can all work together. Because it sounds like work.
Okay.
So just create a bit of audio gold without the work. To make sure we will create a bit of audio gold.
See, I thought that, and I didn't say anything.
Why not?
But if I'm thinking the same as Agnieszka, I'm on the right path.
Yeah.
Well, why won't you say anything though?
We will. Oh, we create. No, okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. I was wrong. Totally wrong. I'm so sorry. Okay, I don't know if A/B testing is the correct term there. Because that means something else. I do not think you know this word means what you think it means. Yeah, that's it.
I was just going to say, I love the audio gold reference. That's nice.
I like that too.
Yeah.
can you help them to make the adjustments? Like, are you willing to like listen to the recording and suggest adjustments, or do you just want them to do it themselves?
Well, I said feel free to reach out so I could clarify that.
Yeah, so instead of a little A/B testing, which is totally like, I don't think, it's not what it means. I would even reduce, see if you can make any adjustments, because presumably that's what they're extra. If you can make a recording, do so. Listen to the results, and if you're not sure, send me the recording or something like that, and I'll help you out. I'll make suggestions, whatever. Because a lot of like lay people will think that sound is fine when it's not.
Yeah, why don't we have this with the Raising Excellence? I think we should be doing this broadcast.
We're lucky to have guests. Don't make it any more difficult for them. It needs to be.
Oh, well, you're welcome to use it. I thought it'd be helpful. I guess it might scare somebody out there. Like, what?
I think it shows professionalism, in my opinion. So
It does.
well done.
If you're not sure, then what? If you're not sure, send it over and I'll let you know. If it's not, send it over and I'll let you know if adjustments need to.
Who, Lawrence,
send
who
it
is this
over.
going out to again?
Period.
Who is this being sent to?
So artists and musicians.
Cool.
Yeah. So some of them should be pretty savvy. Yeah, but they're going to be talking to them about their careers for students.
Maybe this is just my own personal emotional unseating or something, but I would like to change the words decent mic to something like a quality microphone or something, because it comes across as judgmental to me, but maybe that's just me.
I kind of agree. I was kind of wondering about that myself.
Yeah, how do you define decent? That's very vague.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, quality microphone.
Or a good microphone. But then that's also subjective. It's all subjective anyway. Because, I have these earbuds. They have a microphone on them. That's fine, right? That's good enough.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on how you use it. Like, whatever it is, it's,
I mean, I like quality. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good call, Don.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Let's see. Some of the results. So there's a little something. So, okay, if you can make a recording, do so. Listen to the results. If you're not sure. So if you're not sure about what, there's like a missing element there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, hang on, because we got to Hemingway this bitch. There's too much going on. If you can make a recording, do so and listen to the results. Period. And I can't believe Gabriel hasn't said that yet, because he's usually like the Hemingway. If you're not sure what to listen for.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And then I kind of want to do what my Irish client says. Do send it over, and I'll be happy to give you some feedback. You don't have to do it here, but I do it sometimes for other emails.
I would like to back up a little bit, and I feel like this is missing a hook, like right in the very, very beginning. So, you're introducing yourself, but it's not grabbing me, if I was receiving this. So I'd love to think of a way that we could hook them in a little bit more in this introduction.
The grab sentence is right above the bullets. Here are a few
And
points.
the last thing I say here is I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say. So maybe it
Well,
could be echoed or pre-echoed. Or, go
but
ahead.
look, Lawrence, here are a few simple steps you can take to make sure we create a bit of audio gold. That's a
Yeah.
good hook.
Okay.
And then my name is Lawrence. And then I just wanted to take a minute. Here are some steps.
Okay.
Here are the steps or whatever. Just move that sentence up. And repetition is okay because there's, you know, confused. Their mother-in-law is calling. They're yelling. Wife is yelling at them. They didn't take out the garbage. You know, they're trying to remember what the boss wanted them to do over the weekend, but they can't because the kids are screaming.
So what if we like altered this a little bit for that introduction to say like, would you like to create a bit of audio gold? I'm not sure, something like that.
Can I throw in the point number 1 where it says make sure you have quality microphone? Maybe make that a question to open the mind as well and keep the attention.
You're jumping. Let's do the sentence first, and then we'll go down. I have to censor myself with that all the time, Chris. All the time.
Can I say how would you like to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you like?
There, that's a hook.
And is there not supposed to be a comma after hi? Hi.
Well, that's a spam trigger. We need to like kill that altogether. Hi there needs to go. The whole thing. Okay,
let's replace it with howdy.
No,
howdy.
Kill it. How would you like to create some audio gold, Steve? My name is Lawrence. Skip the hi.
I don't know why I had a
Hi,
comma.
hello, and everything is a spam trigger now.
Mm-hmm.
One more space. There you go. You can put first name at the end of that sentence. That way it'll be personalized and people would like it. Like the first name tag or whatever. Yeah, that works.
Yeah. Just as long as you know to fill it in.
Yeah, there you go.
Perfect. That's good. Now that hooks me in. Like just when like, you know, when I'm opening up an email and says, hi, I'm this and such person, I'm just kind of like, okay, what does that have to do with me? But this,
what are you trying to sell?
Yeah, exactly. So, but this, like, that would speak to me.
Third sentence, the beginning, instead of I just wanted to take a minute or two, I would just say let's.
Ah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Now the whole next five words can go. Let's go over some best practices.
What do you think about those in quotations? Is that
That's fine. That's fine. Just delete those other words that are not necessary.
Really?
Between the word go and let's.
Oh, okay. So, let's take a minute to go over.
Maybe. I don't know. I just think it's redundant. Let's go over.
Oh.
Because it's like, then it like lightning bolts into their brain rather than like, let's take a minute. Do I have a minute? What am I doing in the next 2 minutes? You know, that it opens up doors.
I got it.
No.
What, you were attached to that minute or two? If you're really attached, put it back.
Oh, no. I was agreeing with you.
Okay. Okay. So now we can go down, I think to where Chris was talking about, right?
Because we've got audio gold.
I kind of like it.
Yeah. I think that it's a really catchy term, and I think it's fine to use twice.
Especially to musicians.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about throwing in, you know, gold to the gods. AUDO. Eric probably gets it.
I get it.
It's too much. All right.
So, Lawrence, sorry, just to be clear, I'm a musician and I want to promote myself. And so I could make a little recording saying, hey, my name's Chris McMillan. I play the guitar, sign up for my channel. And they send it to you and you guys clean it up and make it awesome. Is that right? Is that what this is?
No, this is Krista and Chris. doing a Zoom call and then interviewing an artist or a musician about their career. So it's just to make sure we get like a remote backup recording from that person that sounds good, that I can edit in.
Oh, okay, like a sample of their music.
Well, I mean, yeah, maybe we could do that, but no, it's basically just to make sure if there's any live streaming hiccups, that there's a remote recording that then I can put in and cover up whatever glitch, whatever interruption there might have been.
Cool.
Yeah. All right.
I do like that sample idea though, Chris. That's good. Maybe you should suggest that, Lawrence.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's going to be audio only, so that would work well for musicians. Visual artists, I don't know. Maybe they could. It's like, hey, what's something that inspires you or gives a vibe of your work? We could put that in.
Yeah, did you see in fact, ironically, I'm making kombucha right now as we speak, but my how to make kombucha video, that was kind of a combo. That's what I was doing. That song I played in the background, I was in a way I was promoting their music as well.
Like that. All right, what were we saying about here?
Chris, you were saying something about wanting to turn something into a question. Like,
yeah, I don't know. Do you guys think it would be more effective introducing that as a question?
Do you have a quality microphone and
know how to use it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like utilizing the question.
And for number 2, I think we should ask the please, and this should be more of like that's a pretty important thing.
Here
so
say
I would
make sure. Since we took off, make sure in the last one.
But then we use make sure in the next one too. So we'll have to do some.
Give yourself a quiet space.
Yeah, set up. Give yourself.
Yeah.
How about have a quality microphone? Drop the do you.
Have
a quality microphone? Question mark.
No, because that's too casual. These people are supposed to be like less casual than that.
I think we're good. I like what you were getting at, but I do think that how we have it there is pretty solid.
I think if it was a different audience, we could definitely change it to that. But I think this audience needs a little bit more, like, because they're divas, right? So they need the respect.
Good way to put it. Okay. Give yourself a quiet space. Free from distraction.
Where you're able to?
Yeah.
Well, hello. Nice to hear you, Gabriel.
Morning.
Thank you.
Nice. Okay. Be able to make a local recording on your computer to back up the Zoom.
Yeah, I'm just not sure. I think we mentioned possibly using Jitsi. So I'll just check with them.
And as long as they know what it is.
You could cut out everything from local recording to the first comma, and that would still read, right?
If you're able to make a local recording, I'll have a better chance. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
Nice.
And then this is sort of, because I've mentioned if you can make a recording here, and now I don't know, I'm zooming in on that idea. So I'm suggesting.
So
Okay.
in this point, are you asking them to record music or just like a test recording?
Oh.
Couldn't you take that you can use and put that up with the feedback point, the first bullet?
Yeah. Okay. Because
Like put it at the end.
Clear. What I'm trying to say is like, okay, you're gonna record your own backup local recording that can be mixed in with the others.
Yeah, so this is a different point than the microphone point. So that's why I think we should maybe say backup, because you said backup recording. This number 1 is test your microphone. Number 4 is make a backup recording that we can mix in or use.
So I can say test recording up here.
Yeah.
And then
You could even say mic test recording to be extra super clear.
Yeah. That's good. That separates those 2 points because I was having trouble a minute ago, like distinguishing the difference between them. So that's
and I
great.
think the word backup should be in number 4. A local backup, a backup recording in brackets locally, or yeah, local backup recording. I don't know, does this need more explanation? Like if there's issues on the Zoom call, we can use a recording for the final product in order to make sure that your music doesn't sound like shit. Like number 4, maybe we should name it backup recording, then explain what it is, why they need it, and then explain how to do it.
okay. Oh, wait. Say that again.
So like,
I,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, just start start number 4 with backup recordings, and then put like a colon after it or a dash, and then start your explanation. You could even bold it if you wanted to, but I would say maybe not bolding it unless you're going to bold other points in the other numbers.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Is that okay? Is this too redundant, or it's just like a?
I mean, I guess I don't know if it's too simple to just say backups, but as far as just starting it off, let's see. I would even, well, I was almost thinking the other way around, like starting it with backups, and then if you're able to make a local backup recording.
Yeah.
Local recording. So then maybe I think it needs like maybe one more. It's like I don't want this to be too much of a block of text, but I feel like it needs like one more bit of explanation in here. Suggestions from everyone else on the call?
Should I throw in like email me if you have a question up here? We'll have it at the end, but
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Could it be like 5 steps to optimize your interview experience or something like that? And then you can break it into the, hi guys, I've been washing a car the whole time. I've been enjoying this. But yeah, it got down to like, this would be something that I would get as a guest before I go on the show. It would be very professional. No one really does this. I mean, not very often. And to be able to prepare them, and it's not so much the microphone, you want a quality audio signal, right? Some people find this, you know, they do this or that or whatever, right? But that's all we're looking to get: quality audio signal and an audio backup in case things go awry, because it's the 2020. You know, things go wrong on the internet still.
See, part of the thing that I thought about to do with that microphone is if you're talking to professionals, they might feel insulted, like, are you nuts? I'm a professional. Why wouldn't I have a quality microphone?
Yeah. And to your point, Scotty, earlier when Chris said he was chopping up Ginger, I said, as long as she's consenting. But I kept it to myself. But then you came across later with the same thing. I was like, ah, great minds think. I thought it was an ASMR demonstration when I first got on.
Oh man.
Yeah, what was the suggestion? 5 steps to...
Reading.
5 steps to optimize your interview experience.
Nice.
That could be a lead magnet too, because people would download that even if they're doing other people's shows, you know?
Absolutely.
Nice.
Hi,
See, you didn't even know, Lawrence, that you were creating a lead magnet in the process here. Well done.
That's what happens.
Well,
Take
but-
one step and 2 others unfold.
For it to be 5 steps to optimize like a subject line, it needs to be the number 5, not the
I
word.
agree. No one wants to read the word
5
for a
letters.
number. That's why we have numbers.
Big letters. That people be like, man, that's a long name, Lawrence.
That's a lot.
To me, it looks like the first 3 steps go together, and then the 4th step is a different thing, and the 5th step is a different thing. So maybe you can make it 3 steps with like an A and B on the first one.
I
Mm.
kind of like 5 steps. It seems more
She's
substantial.
down. Master bedroom. You want to clean that?
And I
Yeah,
think
I'd rather
it's-
have a table with 5 legs than 3. Come on.
Yeah, and even though they kind of
Almost
link
over.
together,
Yeah,
I think
okay.
it's okay
Just
for them
2
to be...
minutes. Because I told for the starting
Okay.
Hi, Victor.
living room.
So even though the first 3 are kind of linked, I think it's okay for them to be separated out like that.
Okay.
And I like the fact that it's 5 because for this one, we're trying to give them content, like we're trying to give them a gift. So 3 is a smaller gift than a 5. Versus if we were asking them to do something, that's a different story. Like it depends how we spin it, right? Like if it was requests before your interview, we would make it 3 spot. But if it's like, make your interview the best you can, then, you know.
And when Rich came on, was there more talk about the topic of the quality microphone sentence, of wanting to adjust that even more? Or did I mishear?
Yeah, because you don't need, it doesn't matter about the microphone. It matters about the audio signal. So you want an audio signal that, you know, you're close in proximity to a microphone. You don't want background noise. You don't want room echo. And, you know, if people need recommendations and they don't have something, like here's a couple examples of what's popular, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sound in a movie, sound's 3/4 of the picture. If you don't have sound, you don't have a movie. So same thing on the internet. You might not have your video turned on, but you want clear, crisp audio signal. And I don't know, like for these calls, I just use a headset. So it could be that simple for people. They can just get a little headset, Bluetooth, and then they're using it all the time, not just on that interview. Whereas if they get a microphone to do interviews, they're only using it on that interview, right?
So do you have a quality audio signal? Question mark?
Yeah, like steps to ensure a clear audio signal. You know, don't have a fan right next to the microphone.
Oh, interesting. There was some kind of a weird microphone feedback, but now it just ended.
It was Zoom being punny.
Oh,
The AI was trying to chime in. It's like, I know humor.
So
But
what
you
if...
did it, didn't you, Rich? Because I think it's your headset going really high pitched, like.
So for number 1, what if with reframing that question of something like, how is the quality of your audio signal? And then if you can make a mic test recording, do so.
How is
Okay,
your
do you
audio
guys-
quality?
Just
you guys
say
hear that high-pitched
quality
sound?
audio signal question mark, and then be like, as the basis of interviews, uses audio. These are best practices, right?
That high-pitched sound, do you guys know what that is?
No, I don't hear it.
I don't hear it either.
Well, it's when your mic is on, but it's dead air. But then when you speak, it goes away.
Can you hear that, Lawrence?
Yeah.
Okay, thank God. All right.
Is it on my
You
end?
guys,
I was going to say
you guys know
tinnitus.
I've got tinnitus, so I was going, is that me?
No, it was me too. That's why I spoke out.
Is it there now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, my headset's not on, so let me just jump out and jump back
Now
on.
it stopped. Hang on. It's not there. Maybe he turned it off. I don't know. But yeah, it was a weird, real high pitched sound.
Huh.
But kind of what I would imagine tinnitus sound like.
Oh, no.
It's back.
No, it doesn't sound like that.
No, that is what it's like sometimes.
Sorry about the crows having a party.
Yeah, we tried to get them to stop it.
They said no. That was it.
They said no, no.
Well, I know we've gone over time.
Do we care about that? The going over time thing? Is it something we
I'm okay. I'm okay for a little bit longer. Wanting to add more to that?
I'm just trying to process what Rich suggested. Quality audio signal.
I think you can take out the do so comma too. Do so and. If you can make a mic test recording, listen to the results.
Okay.
How about just have them send you a sample so you don't have to do like a sound check, but send us a sample. And if they can't do that, then you know what you're dealing with.
Well, that's kind of what he does next is if you're not sure what to listen for, send it over and I'll be happy to give you some feedback.
And then say, oh, that's an audio pun.
in brackets.
Yeah, in brackets.
You get some serious emerald and be like, actually, feedback's the problem I don't want. I'm trying to solve that, Lawrence. And then you'd be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. If you ever hear comedy, you should download the app. Sense of humor is a thing to have on your phone.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Good, Lauren.
All right, so number 5. If you have to participate using a mobile device, please make sure to keep it oriented in landscape mode. This would provide a more optimal arrangement for video editing if we choose to use the video.
Yeah, so this jumped into mind definitely for a video podcast. I think this is going to be audio, but this would be applicable to many situations.
Well, you could also always say video or stills. Like if we just use the video or stills, because you might want to pull a still from the video.
Mm-hmm.
that too much?
So you can drop the first comma in that sentence, I think, and use the video or stills.
A comma saved is a comma earned.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Did we miss anything?
Well, let's look at your closing. I hope this information is helpful, and please feel free to reach out with any questions you might have. I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say. Maybe take out the feel free and just feel free to. So please reach out.
I don't know about the last line. I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say. It's kind of like me. Like, would you say that to a friend?
Our audience is excited to hear your story.
Or hear your music?
Knowledge becomes wisdom only when shared.
Ah, nice.
Right? It's a good reason. They got knowledge and they're a little, oh, I don't want to do an interview. I don't like public speaking. Give them a reason. Like, you're giving a gift of your knowledge to the audience as wisdom. That's good motivator. And if you can't handle that, maybe this ain't for you. You do the Ruby takeaway at the end.
Screw you. No. That's not the Ruby takeaway.
And by the way, Gabriel, that's a Richard quote right there.
That's actually good. We need, yeah.
It's Gus who's
Knowledge
looking for it.
becomes
Not
wisdom only when shared.
Yeah, we need to save that one.
but Gus is here, I think. Or is he still?
I don't know. I haven't really looked at who's all here.
Was there? I saw him for a minute.
Gus is much more vocal.
I was going to say, I was like, I feel like I would have heard him if he had been here so far.
No,
You can probably just drop it in the social media chat for now, and then Gus can get at it that way too.
Yeah, so is it too much to throw in our listeners our listeners are excited to hear what you have to say, or
maybe for the next email? Like, looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Our listeners are eager to learn from you or something. Like, this is the sound check email, right?
yeah. I don't know,
The first sentence feels like it could split. I hope this information is helpful, period.
Hemingway broke Gabriel's brain.
It really did.
Our live Hemingway app in the
As
flesh.
far as timing for this email to go out, you might give them like 4 days in case they do have a microphone situation and want to resolve it. Give them a couple, lead time. Amazon Prime something to their house,
Wow. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are that well organized to send it that far ahead of time, but
I don't know yet. I haven't heard when they're going to start recording, and it's going to be bi-weekly.
Now you'll be ready.
Yeah. I procrastinated for like 2 weeks and then wrote the first draft in like 5 minutes yesterday after my accountability meeting. So
nice.
It was the idea of making a Loom video that stopped me from doing the first draft of it.
But they might need both.
I was just going to say, you definitely do both.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was the idea I had, is like, I'll make some guidelines. Oh, I should make it a Loom video. Right.
So how are you feeling? Do you think, I was just observing Lawrence, maybe some hesitation on that last chunk. Do you think that still needs a little something extra in there?
Maybe a space after the word have, like a line space.
So that the knowledge becomes wisdom is on its own line.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought. I was
Why
thinking
doesn't it have
something
your
to-
title? Why doesn't it have your title in the signature?
My title.
Hmm.
What's my title?
Kara and I have the same look on our faces now. What is your title, Lawrence?
Yeah, what is your title?
Yeah, what is your title?
Audio quality assurance engineer.
No,
Hey.
it's way better than that.
I think Agnieszka's looking for hers for him.
Podcast maestro.
I didn't know. He's got an actual title that he's not using. That's what I'm calling. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Ah,
It should be the media mage because you're not one of many. You're the media mage.
nice. I like that.
Bold.
That's his title.
Right.
That's what he told me his title was like weeks ago. But now
If you got a partner, you'd have Magi.
step. That's right.
Lawrence, that's awesome. Embrace that.
Right?
Seriously. That's
Don't
great.
cover your mouth now. This is not time to be bashful. Step into your power.
Hoorah. Hoorah.
All
How
right.
do you feel, Lawrence?
Really good. Thank you so much. That was fun. I appreciate the time and effort put into it.
Thanks for bringing it. This was fun to work on. All right.
All right.
Cool. Well, friends, I am very excited because I'm giving myself a day off today. So I do think that I'm going to call it here. And I'm going to go and spend a little bit more time with my husband before he goes to bed for the day. And yeah, talk to you all later.
You rock, Kara. Have a good break.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Good meeting, everybody. Yeah, take a break, Kara.
Thank you. Thanks everybody for being here. I love these clinics. This is wonderful.
Thank you. It's wonderful.
Awesome. Have a good day, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.